Hey guys, I hope you are doing well. I hope you're having a good week. I sure am enjoying listening to your book reports. I love hearing about what you thought about your book and just getting a chance to chat with each one of you one on one. I miss that, doing that with you guys so much. I miss you. And so that's fun for me to be able to chat with you for just a couple minutes about your books. So keep up the good work on doing your book reports, and I look forward to that. Also, most of you did really well on the Cyrano test. So, congratulations. Good job on that. Thank you for your hard work. And so, we just have a few pages left in our grammar book, a few things to cover in grammar before we take our exam next week. So, if you will take your grammar book and open up to page 323, we're going to talk about writing the friendly letter. Now, unfortunately, writing a letter is something that it's kind of becoming a lost art because when we want to communicate with somebody, usually what we do is, right, just shoot them an email or shoot them a text. And we don't really take the time to write a letter. But if you've ever received a letter in the mail before, handwritten letter or a card, you know how special that is. You know how much that means. So let's not let that completely die out. So let's talk about writing a friendly letter and the different parts to a letter. So if you look at page 323, you see that the friendly letter has 5 parts. It has the heading, and the heading is the address of the person that is writing. Okay, so the person you're writing the letter, so it would be your address and the date that you're writing the letter. That's called the heading. Then you have the salutation, which is just a fancy word for the greeting, okay, which is like dear grandma, dear mom, dear Sally, right? Whoever you're writing to, okay? So you have your heading, then you have your greeting, then you have the body, whatever you have to say, right? And then you have your closing, which is usually, sincerely yours or yours truly or love. And then you have your signature. So you want to know the 5 parts of a friendly letter if you don't already know them, right? Heading, greeting, body, closing, signature. 5 parts of the friendly letter, right? So to tuck those in your mind, okay? Just some guidelines for when you're writing a friendly letter. It says to show good taste, right? Don't use some crazy ink color. If you're writing to grandma, don't use neon pink, right? Use something that's not going to hurt her eyes and like a normal color. Be neat. Try not to have your letter full of cross outs and stains and stuff like that. So just like common sense things. And then when you're writing your letter, try to make it interesting and informative. Don't start your letter with, "Hi, how are you? I am fine." Okay, that's boring. Okay, so try to think of something else to start your letter. Don't say things like "I'm sorry I didn't write sooner" and that kind of thing. If somebody has written to you and you're answering the letter, make sure that you answer any questions, and that would go for writing a friendly letter, like a physical letter, or even answering an email from somebody that writes you an email, and you're answering that email. Do the same thing, right? Start off with something interesting instead of "Hi, how are you? I am fine." Think of something else, and then if they've asked you any questions in an email to you, make sure that you answer those questions. Don't overuse the pronoun "I." So today I went to the store, and then I bought this, and then I am going to do this next week, and I. So don't fill your letter with "I." All right. Try to talk about things that that person would be interested in, and don't close by saying, "Well, I can't think of anything else to say, so I guess I'll close my letter now." Right? You don't need to say that. Okay. So those are just some ideas to keep in mind when you're writing a friendly letter. Now, there are 2 types of social notes. Now, social notes are a type of friendly letter that have a specific purpose to them. Okay. So we have two kinds of social notes. We have the thank you note, and we have one that's called the bread and butter note, and I'll explain that in a minute. So a thank you note, first of all, is a note that you write to thank somebody for anything they've done to you. It can be thanking them for a gift, it can be thanking them for a favor, something that they have done to you, um, or for if somebody, like, if they, even if it's not a physical gift, maybe they gave you money or a gift card, anything that somebody has done for you, it's always appropriate to say thank you and to write a thank you note. Okay, so when grandma sends you money for your birthday or for Christmas, you really want to impress grandma? write her a note that says thank you. Okay, so write a thank you note anytime you received a gift. When you have your graduation open house, you have that coming up, you guys, in a couple years. Make sure you write thank you notes for everybody who comes and brings you a gift or gives you a card with money in it. Make sure you write a thank you note to that person. For birthday gifts, it really just means a lot, and showing gratitude never goes out of style. So you should always, always write a thank you note when somebody does something for you. Okay. So, when that being said, when you're writing a thank you note, go ahead and write it quickly. Like, don't write it, 6 months later. Somebody shouldn't be receiving, grandma shouldn't receive a thank you note in June for a Christmas gift. Okay. It should be done soon. And so write it soon. Be brief but sincere. It doesn't have to be a long letter. Most thank you notes are just small. And you want to do more than just, dear grandma, thank you for the money. Love, Susie. Okay. Try to add something in there to your letter, like, dear grandma, thank you for the money that you gave me for Christmas. I plan on using it to buy whatever, or I am saving up for whatever. Give some other kind of comment or reference to the gift or what you're going to do with the gift. If somebody, even if they just do something like something kind, like a kind action for you, thank you for taking the time to do whatever it is that really helped me in my busy schedule. Okay, so write a thank you note, give a specific reason that you're writing it. Now, in a bread and butter note, a bread and butter note is a note that you write to someone to thank them if they've had you in their home. So you're writing it to thank the hostess for having you in their home. So maybe somebody has invited you over for dinner, right? Or invited you over for, hey, we're having a party um, night, or a game night, and they invite you over, right? Writing a thank you note, that's called a bread and butter note. So if someone invites you over for dinner or something, then you should write a note saying, hey, thank you for having us over for dinner, and then give something specific, the dessert was delicious, or whatever. That's a note thanking them for what they have done for you. Okay, so that's the two types of notes that we have. Then notice on page 324, you'll see an envelope. What should an envelope look like when you're going to put it in the mail? Well, the name, the address of the person you're writing to goes right in the middle of the envelope. Notice you put their name, then the street address, and then the last line has city, state, zip code. Then in the upper left-hand corner is where you put the return address. That's where you put your address. Now, a lot of people use address labels. I do if I have them. It's just easier and stick them on there. But that's where the return address, the address of the person who's sending, and that's so that if the letter gets lost in the mail or something like that, or it doesn't get to the person that you're sending it to, then the post office knows where to send it back to, where the sender is. And then, of course, your stamp goes up in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, so let's talk about your assignment. If you look at page 325, I want you to write a thank you note. So think of somebody who has done something for you, even if it's mom, if it's dad, if it's grandma, just somebody who has done something for you. And I want you to write a thank you note to that person. So if it's somebody that lives in your house, then you don't even have to mail it. You can just give it to them. Or if it's somebody that does live somewhere else, you could brighten up their day during this time of quarantine by sending them a thank you note. All right. So that is your assignment. So I want you to write a thank you note, and then I want you to take a picture of your thank you note. All right. And then send that to me so that I can see that you've done your assignment. And then I want you to send that thank you note to someone or give it to someone if it's somebody in your household, in your family. All right. So that's your assignment, to write a thank you note. Okay. So that's what you'll be doing for this assignment. Then let me know when you have it finished. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll look forward to hearing some more book reports soon.